viewers, welcome to UCAN TV, and you know this is the place we bring you what is hot from Kenya. And today we are speaking about Alexander Forbes. They are here to talk to us about how we can invest in Kenya properly and safely. We have Angela here, head of Umbrella and Retail. Is that it?
Yes.
So talk to us, Angela. Alexander Forbes has been in the UK. You had a good audience with the Kenyan diaspora.
Yes.
Why the trip to the UK?
Well, the trip with the UK was very important because the Kenyan diaspora in UK are a very key part of investments. We knew that the professional community there and Kenyans living in the UK need opportunities to invest at home. And so we believe we have a unique proposition to give the Kenyans in diaspora.
When you say unique proposition, I was there when you're presenting. Oh my goodness, you are good. And I'm sure viewers would like to see a little bit of Angela presenting.
When you look good, everything changes. Ladies, is that true? When you look good, doesn't matter how the weather looks, the world changes. Even when you have, in my business, a difficult client who comes angry, then he meets you. Everything looks good. So looking good is not a want, it's a need, isn't it? And so when I'm walking down Oxford Street, as I was with Rebecca, and we are shopping, are the shoes a want or a need? They're a need, isn't it? When we go and look at how we need to do our hair, our makeup, is that a want or a need? Are you seeing where I'm going? Can I go to the gentleman? So, gentlemen, we all know that there is that thing when you look in the mirror in the morning. Ladies don't know this, but I learned from my brother that when men look at themselves in the mirror, they say something that will affirm them, isn't it? What do you usually say to yourself? In fact, in Kenya right now, the word is called yulemse. I'm that guy. So when you stand in front of the mirror in the morning, you stand and say, I'm that guy. That one, the one who's successful, the one who's making money, the one who the women want, the one who all other men want to be like. I am yulemse.
You talk about the VUNA. You know, that is a retirement plan that everybody was like, wow. Yeah. So when you're talking to our audience today, how can you really tell them about VUNA? What is VUNA?
Okay, so VUNA is a retirement and savings plan that helps individuals save both for the medium term and the long term. And as I had explained to you earlier, Janet, what happens is savings is not easy. And what VUNA does is it makes you get into a plan where you save a certain amount of money per month, and you can put in your money depending on, you know, your cash flows. So you can do it monthly, quarterly, once a year. You can do a lump sum. It's very flexible. And then those monies are invested in different investment portfolios that earn an incredible return. So over the long term, we are sure that you're getting value for money, but we're also sure that your money has been invested in a manner in which that you're comfortable. So you're not in diaspora worried about how your monies have invested. You have that peace of mind. And we ensure that as Alexander Forbes, we manage your plan for you in a way that, you know, you have no question about how good it is, how good the return is. And also tomorrow, if you wanted to access your money from the plan, it's also very easy. So our job is to make it easier for you to achieve that objective that you want to achieve in terms of savings.
Well, a lot of diaspora has been approached. You can imagine you're not the first financial company to access the diaspora. And many financial companies in Kenya are making products and products and products for the diaspora. How is yours different? I mean, how will they also, diaspora, know that their money is safe with Alexander Forbes?
Great. That's a good question. And you are right. I think in the market, there's several solutions that people can look for. But I think the biggest thing about the Alexander Forbes diaspora solutions, number one, is that it's innovative. To date, we haven't had anyone come to the market with a solution that gives you retirement and savings and insurance in one product in such a manner that you make one payment and we do the back end at once with seamless reporting and an online system. So we're giving you everything at one go. The other thing I can say is that Alexander Forbes is a reputable company. We've had a long history all over the world, currently an 81-year track record, not only in Kenya, but also in East Africa, in in London or in other places as well. So it's a strong brand and it's a credible brand. The other thing also I can say is that currently we've had a success rate of getting about, in Kenya alone, over 300,000 individuals saving with us. And when they save with us over 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, when they get to retirement, you see how happy they are when they get a check that is meaningful. So we're good at what we do, and we are confident that the diaspora can have comfort in working with a partner like Alexander Forbes.
And many, as I said, the term security really is a major one for the diaspora, because, and also accessibility. So there's going to be a lot of people who would want to know how really, you know, what kind of clients have you got at Alexander Forbes that gives them a peace of mind? If Alexander Forbes is holding this kind of clientele, then who am I as a diaspora? My money will be safe. So if you're to mention like companies that you manage their pension funds for to give people a peace of mind.
Okay, that's a good one. Well, I can first start by saying that we manage pension solutions for a lot of regulators in Kenya, starting with the pensions regulator, the Retirement Benefits Authority, the insurance regulator, Insurance Regulatory Authority, the Capital Markets Regulator, Capital Markets Authority, the Tax Regulator, Kenya Revenue Authority, the Central Bank of Kenya. We also work with a number of multinationals. For instance, we've got MultiChoice, we've got Microsoft, we've got British American Tobacco, we've got big brands like East African Breweries Limited, we've got educational institutions like United States International University, we've got parastatals, we've got small companies, big companies, all across. And for some institutions, we provide solutions across more than one country. So for instance, Barclays Bank, we do provide solutions for more than one country. We do provide solutions for Kenya Commercial Bank, National Bank of Kenya. So quite a number of names all across. Some very solid brands, multinational brands, but also some are homegrown brands. So we are a business, a Kenyan business, proud to be doing business with Kenyans, but also proud to be providing solutions to more than just Kenyans.
Amazing. I mean, viewers, as you heard, Alexander Forbes are managing such a huge network of, you know, so many companies in Kenya and out of Kenya that depend on them for that high profile management of pensions. So our pension in the diaspora should be safe with Alexander Forbes. And for me, you know, first I do my risk assessment before I can bring you a clientele. And I know that Alexander Forbes will do this for you. But, well, in the world today, we can't be so sure. So many banks and financial companies are collapsing. So what if you collapse with our millions and billions?
Yeah. Well, first, we're not going to collapse, but I get you. It could happen. The way we've set up the retirement funds is such that the assets of the fund, or the monies that members save with us, don't sit on the balance sheet of any one institution. The retirement fund is a separate legal entity from any corporate institution, and as such, if anything was to happen to any service provider, whether it is the investment managers or the custodians or Alexander Forbes, God forbid, then your money is 100% safe.
And I think that is a very important question for the diaspora, because we want to know the safety. But many of us might not even might not use that money, because no matter how much we're saving in Kenya, a time might come because we live here, something happen. It's just, you know, life is short. What happens when my life has been cut short before I use my retirement fund?
Okay. Well, you know, the thing is, when we talk about retirement funds, of course, initially the first thought is that it's going to be money that will help me during retirement. But these funds will also assist in other situations. For instance, in the unfortunate event that you pass on, the monies in your account will actually be a benefit for your beneficiaries, and you get to choose who your beneficiaries will be, whether it's going to be your children, whether it's going to be your surviving spouse, whether it's going to be your parents. So you get to decide who those beneficiaries will be. In the event that your beneficiaries are minors, we set up a trust for them. So we don't just pay out the money to a third party, because we are not sure they'll manage the money appropriately. So we set up a trust for any children under the age of 18, and that money usually pays for tuition and things like medical insurance. And that's the first one, in the unfortunate event that you die. But also the other benefits, for instance, if you were to become unwell, for instance, you were to be critically ill, you get an illness such as cancer, which is not uncommon nowadays. You get something like you need a blood an organ donation, you need major surgery, which might not be covered fully or the recovery might not be covered fully, then those savings as well can be used to assist you to cope with your new lifestyle. So primarily, yes, it's meant for retirement savings, but it also provides you with other benefits in the event, as I said, of death. That would be a benefit to your beneficiaries, or even things like ill health. We've also had members who say, okay, I'm quite young, you know, I'm 25, retirement is 40 years away, Angela, really, what am I gonna do? So retirement is like the long game, but members can also set up savings within the same fund for short or medium term savings. So we have people who are saving for a wedding, we have people who are saving to buy a house, you know, and they just need a place away from their personal finances where they can keep that money. It's safe, it's earning a good return, and they know they'll use it in the next 5 to 10 years. So whether your end game is long term or whether it's medium term, for us it's to provide you a platform, a good platform through which you can save consistently, of course earn a good return, as I said, get access to your reports online and all that, but to get you to achieve that goal, whatever that goal is.
In comparison to banks who are offering similar solution, why would anybody take you for an advantage? Why would you be better than any banks out there?
Okay, well, I think every person has an area of specialization, and I do appreciate that financial institutions are now broadening and providing either insurance or saving solutions through the bank. But the main mandate of a bank is a deposit-taking institution. So for Alexander Forbes, we focus on more than, you know, your money leaving your pocket. So for instance, I had given you an example of where on our online platform, you have access to tools that will help you know, okay, if I save, you know, $50 a month, what will this be in 10 years? So it's not just giving you a plan to save, there's some thinking around it. The support that we provide you with as a financial advisor to ensure that you get there on time. So I think maybe difference between Alexander Forbes and some of also the good brands in the market is, for us, it's more than just an account where you put money away. It's about providing you with the necessary financial support, because what we are targeting is financial well-being. So we need to look at you holistically and say, okay, what's your end game? What are your risks? Are you fully covered? What other solutions do you need to take? We do have instances where members are over-insured, for instance. You're paying too much for life insurance. So our team would tell you, no, maybe scale this back, use this money in such an area where perhaps you have underutilized your savings. Yeah.
Fantastic. Now, saying that, we have diasporas who are asking, because after the launch, the interest has been overwhelming. I mean, we've got people from Germany, from the USA, who want this information like yesterday. What is the registration like? What do they have to do?
Oh, it's quite easy. All you have to do is go onto the website, www.aforbes.co.ke, and you log on, you'll see Vuna Pension Plan, and there we have our forms. So you'll just get onto the forms online, complete them. Of course, we have members who say, I just want to take a picture of my form and send it to you. That's okay as well. And then once you send us the forms, we will set up your account within half a day and send you the banking details. So after that, you're good.
Right, but do you understand there's a lot of complications when it comes to sending money from different countries abroad? Like, for example, if I'm sending from the UK to Kenya, or somebody sending from Germany to Kenya, have you got any links with any money transfer company? Or do you, Alexander Forbes, have a money transfer solution?
Okay, so we do have money transfer solutions. And for instance, if a member wanted to use, you know, like right now everyone can use M-Pesa, you can use Western Union, that's already been set up. But also, our custodian for Vuna Pension Plan is Standard Chartered. Standard Chartered is the largest global custodian. They have the largest web network. So if you don't get to a money transfer and you want to go to Standard Chartered, let's say somewhere else, a different country and bank, and do an inter-account transfer, that's fine as well. Okay. So what we do is when we'll send you all that information so that as a member you're able to choose and say, okay, which platform works for me. For us, it's better if you go for something that goes for like direct debit, because it takes away the decision to save every month. So you just set it up once and okay, it's $50 a month, or it's $100 a month, and automatically it's deducted and sent to us.
Yeah. But I mean, believe me, most people in the diaspora find it very difficult to communicate with financial institutions in Kenya, and this has been such a problem that many people are feeling like, I don't want to put my money in Kenya because when it comes to communication, I don't get good communication. How is your communication? What have you said in terms of communicating amicably with the diaspora?
All right, for Diaspora, of course, we do have a heavy reliance on technology. So we have a dedicated website, we've got dedicated staff who would ensure that if you have any query and you send it to the dedicated line that's there, we have a dedicated line that has multiple lines. So if you were to call or send a message or send a WhatsApp, we have 2 dedicated resources whose work it is to communicate with Diaspora. We also have a Skype network. So if you want to have an online meeting with myself or one of the senior advisors, we would simply agree, and you can do it from your house or your office. You can even do it on the go. So what we're doing right now, over and above the electronic networks for communication, is we will do face-to-face. So perhaps depending on how the uptake goes, every 4 to 6 months, I would be traveling, or a member of my team would be traveling, just because we appreciate that sometimes you actually need to sit with your advisor face-to-face and talk to them. So we do have scheduled visits to the Diaspora for our clients so that we can have that engagement. For certain areas, for instance, like London, we have Alexander Forbes offices in London. So again, depending on what you would want, you could either go to the Alexander Forbes office in London, or you could, then say, let's have the scheduled.
Same way that you would serve us from Kenya.
Yes, they can, because the good thing about having a multinational business is our brand, our ethos is the same. However, I do appreciate that sometimes when you have a member investing in Kenya, the nuances of Kenya would be different. So for instance, right now, a lot of our Diaspora clients are asking questions about what's happening with the upcoming general elections, which you would find perhaps an advisor in London might not know as much.
Yes.
Yeah. So for that reason, we provide you with both the in-country as well as the person who's on site, and really it's up to you to see which one am I comfortable with. We do have circumstances where if you go to the AF offices in a certain country, okay, let's do a Skype or let's do a telecon, a trio with a contact in Kenya in case you want that. So we have lots of avenues there. I think it's just for the clients to say, okay, which communication method works for me? And at first point with your advisor, that is one of the first things you decide. How exactly do I want my communication to come? Do I want online statements only? Do I want a Skype? Do I want to be scheduled in for the in-country visits? So you decide how the engagement will be, and then we ensure that we deliver good quality service to you.
Well, you've talked at large, because why I took so much time to talk about the retirement plan, because that is what has really got people out there talking. Yeah. And you have more products, though. That's not the Vuna product, and the savings is not the only product you brought for the Diaspora. Yes. But obviously, people look at how simple you've really described it. It's looking exciting. Yeah. What other products have you got that Diaspora can use with Alexander Forbes?
Okay, so we've got some real estate, exciting real estate options. And I know real estate in Kenya is the rage right now. But I think the challenge with real estate is ensuring that you get a good property and ensuring that you've gone through the correct legal process. So I know that a lot of investors in Diaspora are struggling to ensure that the partner they have on the ground is really selling them what is presented, So we do have 2 developments. One is the Riverine. It's a fantastic lifestyle development in Kitengela, which members can have access to. And then we also have plots.
Actually, one attendee said how beautiful it is.
Yes.
Yes.
And the thing is, Janet, when we started that project in 2013, and you're doing the designs and it's all on paper, it's something else when you see that house come to life. I personally fell in love with the houses at Riverine. So when I talk about it, it's not just a story, it's a development I've worked, houses that I've seen being built up, and I know for sure that it's good quality that you wouldn't see in that area in this day and age. So we've got real estate solutions that members can look at, including the Riverine. And that
insurance. There's a good question on insurance.
We also have insurances.
Yeah. Can you describe a little bit of your insurance products?
Okay. So the way our insurance solutions work, or our protection solutions works, is we insure 2 things: your health or your wealth. Again, it's that simple. If it's your health, it's medical insurance. And medical insurance, we have different partners who have different reach. And what we've ensured is we've used the bulk purchasing power of Alexander Forbes to ensure that individuals get rates which are so discounted that they're as good or better than corporate rates. So for instance, you could decide that you want medical insurance for yourself, or alternatively, you could decide that instead of sending money every month for medication, for my mother, for who and who, you could get medical cover for them. And we would ensure that we get them on the best plan available. And we have a dedicated care team that if something was to happen to your loved one in Kenya, we would take care of them, but at the same time, we would let you know. So if they need, for instance, a rescue, they need to be taken by an ambulance to a health center or to a hospital, you wouldn't be here on the phone, Janet, calling. We would do all that and let you know, okay, this is the status, your patient has been seen, this is the diagnosis, that kind of thing. To a great extent, sometimes we do have clients who need specialized treatment out of the country, and we also facilitate for that. Then the other thing is we protect your wealth. And your wealth would be your property, it would be your life, it would be anything. So it could be what you own, it could be your phone, it could be a building. So anything that you own, also that we protect through insurance. So it's just for you to decide and tell me, okay, this is what I want to protect. But remember, going back, there's a science to it. Yes. So it's not that we're sitting here saying, I want to sell you products. No, it's for us to sit with you and say, okay, this is what your needs are holistically. As an individual, this is what your needs are. And if you're going to be spending $200 a month, let's spend it this way to ensure you get the best bang out of your buck. Yes, so what we try and do is not sell you product by product, is to approach it holistically to ensure that whatever your investment is, it takes you as far as possible.
Wow, Angela, that is simplified. Well, you're talking to our viewers straight up. Would like you to tell them to invite them to Alexander Forbes and work with you. Straight up, talk to them.
All right. Well, viewers, on behalf of Alexander Forbes, it's been exciting to be here, exciting to launch the Alexander Forbes Diaspora Solutions for you. As I said, we've got exciting solutions that will meet your every need, and we are the right partner for you to work with, whether it's retirement, savings, real estate, or protection solutions. So start today.
At Alexander Forbes, Kenya's leading financial services company, we are focused on providing our customers with a range of expert financial solutions. Our philosophy of building long-term relationships has proved to be a key factor in our successful track record. Whatever your requirements, we offer solutions that meet all your retirement, medical, and insurance needs. Solutions that will help you create, grow, and protect your wealth. Alexander Forbes, securing your financial well-being.